The loyal animal Hassan
was a poor but honest young man who lived in a village and earned his livelihood by collecting and selling firewood. His only companion was his loyal dog, Sharu, who had been with him since childhood. Sharu was more than just a pet. He was Hassan's most trusted friend. One day, Hassan went deep into the forest to gather firewood. The evening sun was setting, and an eerie silence filled the air. He suddenly felt as if someone was watching him. Brushing off his unease, he continued his work. Out of nowhere, two masked men jumped out of the bushes and grabbed him. "Make a sound and you're dead," one of them hissed. They quickly tied his hands and feet and dragged him to an abandoned hut in the middle of the forest. Inside, he saw other prisoners tied up. He wasn't their first victim. Hassan's heart pounded, but he knew he had to stay calm. Back in the village, Sharu grew restless. His instincts told him that something was wrong. After waiting for hours, he decided to follow Hassan's scent into the forest. He ran through the trees, sniffing and searching, until he finally reached the old hut. Peeking through the broken window, Sharu saw his master tied up, helpless. His heart burned with rage. He knew he had to act fast. Sharu silently crept inside and began gnawing at Hassan's ropes with his sharp teeth. Within moments, Hassan was free. He spotted a pistol lying near the sleeping kidnappers. As he carefully picked it up, Sharu positioned himself over one of the captors, growling menacingly. The kidnappers woke up in shock. Before they could react, Hassan aimed the gun at them and said, "One wrong move, and you're dead." Trembling with fear, they surrendered. The villagers cheered Hassan's bravery as he handed the criminals over to the police. Months passed, and the village was struck by a severe famine. Food became scarce, and Hassan barely had enough for himself. Feeding Sharu was impossible. With a heavy heart, he decided to abandon his loyal friend. One morning, he tied Sharu in a sack, took him deep into the forest, and left him there. Sharu looked at him with pleading eyes, but Hassan turned away, too ashamed to face him. Meanwhile, an old enemy returned to the village. He was a friend of the kidnappers Hassan had caught. Disguised as a traveler, he approached Hassan and asked, "Were you the one who captured those criminals?" Proudly, Hassan replied, "Yes, I was." The stranger smirked and handed him a small pouch of gold, pretending to be a well-wisher. But deep down, he had a sinister plan: revenge. That night, he crept into Hassan's house, a pistol loaded and ready. Just as he was about to pull the trigger, a shadow leaped in front of him. "Sharu!" The gunshot echoed through the night. Sharu took the bullet meant for Hassan and collapsed at his feet. Hassan's eyes filled with tears of regret. He had abandoned his most loyal friend, yet Sharu had still come back to protect him. Furious and heartbroken, Hassan grabbed a knife and overpowered the attacker. By morning, the enemy was in police custody. The villagers hailed Hassan as a hero once again. But to him, the biggest lesson was the unbreakable loyalty of his best friend. Sharu was gone, but his love and sacrifice would stay with Hassan forever. On this channel, we upload stories and short summaries of books. If you like our videos, subscribe and share. Let us know which book you'd like us to summarize next.